Hi, I'm Connie.
Hello, I'm Jay.
Peggy.
I'm Casey.
I'm Sherry.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Hi, my name is Bryn Lenny, and my speech is on the life of Gabriella Coco Bonar Chanel. Gabriella Bonar Chanel was born in 1883 on the 19th of August in Samar, France, to Albert Chanel and Janine Duval. She was the second child out of 5 born to this poor family. Times were hard for Gabriella as she was growing up. To make things worse for her, her mother became ill during a pregnancy, which resulted in the loss of the infant. In February 1895, Gabriella's mother died, and she was left with her father, who ended up abandoning the children, sending the 2 boys to a farm to work as child laborers, unpaid, and the girls were brought to a boarding school run by nuns in the town of Mullins. Gabriella hoped and prayed for her father to return as he had promised, but after 6 years, being at the school, he had never returned, so she felt it was time for her to leave. The nuns found her a job as an assistant and a seamstress at a local boutique called the House of Grand Prère. While working there, she became well known for her excellent needlework and bringing more and more people into the shop asking for Gabriella to personally do alterations for their clothes. Gabriella started to go to the local cafes with the Cavalier men who took interest in her. One cafe in particular, called La Rotonde, allowed amateurs on stage to sing in between acts. Gabriella was very outgoing and bold, so she stepped up to sing one night. She sang a song about a poor girl who lost her dog. Her dog was named Coco, and from then on, people knew her as Coco, and her name stuck for the rest of her life. At the Café La Rotonde, Coco met Etienne Balsan, a cavalry man from a wealthy French family. She was only 20 years old of age when he asked her to come visit his racing horse farm in 1903. She stayed with him a while, but the relationship was far from perfect. He was a wealthy man who liked parties, horses, and women. Coco was well aware of all the things that he did, but made the best of it. She would go to the racetracks and with Etienne wearing new styles of hats that she created. This made her known as a fashion designer, but first a hat designer. When the women appeared at the racetrack with copies of Chanel's hats, the tabloids took note and wrote of the new styles. She started to envision herself with a shop in Paris, but Etienne would not finance her. Then, in 1914, she met the love of her life, Arthur Boy Chappelle, who found it perfectly fitting that Chanel would want a business of her own. Boy was an Englishman that Coco met on a long week of a fox hunt. Etienne found out about their affairs and decided to let him be and he gave her his apartment in Paris. Etienne and Boy both financed Coco's fashions and allowed her to open her first shop in 1909. Boy helped Chanel open additional shops in the coastal resort towns of Duval and Bryns. Boy was always there for Coco, but soon married a lord's daughter. It didn't take long for him to realize that he missed her greatly. He soon renewed his relationship with her and was on his way to get her when he got into an automobile accident and died in 1919. Coco was devastated. According to the biographer Axel Madison, Chanel later said, "We were made for each other. That he was there and that he loved me and that he knew I loved him was all that mattered." Throughout Coco's fashion career, she created the famous sportswear, the kind of jersey chic, a simple gray and navy dress that were nothing like what women had worn before. for dresses focused on comfort and practicality. Her suits were meant to be elegant but simple. Chanel single-handedly created a women's fashion revolution. She created the idea of what we know today as the little black dress. This had no collar, no frills, but a deep striking V-neck. She also created the lavish costumes for the theater and ballet pieces of her time. During World War II, Coco's industry fell, and she had to close her shops. She had a few comebacks but did not succeed. The people said her suits were too conservative. Coco said they weren't conservative at all. They were what men did not want to see on women. Men wanted more women's clothing. Yeah. Coco eventually got back in the game, and her fashion can still be seen worn today. As the fashion world was changing, Coco's trademark perfume, Chanel No. 5, remained the same. She was tired of smelling rose water and flowery scents that were popular in that day. In 1923, Chanel collaborated with a well-known perfume expert, Ernest Beau. He created 7 different samples of the Coco that Coco picked from. She picked the 5th one, thus the name Chanel No. 5. She also designed the simple square-shaped bottle for her new perfume, a drastic change from the fancy bottles on the market. Gabriella Coco Bernard Chanel died at the Ritz on January 10, 1971. She was 87 years old. She created an empire that is worldwide today, and because of her, women's fashion and the way of life may never be the same. Thank you.